The evolution of crime, past, present, and future. From the dawn of civilization to the rise of modern technology, crime has evolved alongside human society, each era marked by new forms of transgression, shaping law, order, and justice. What once began as simple thefts and tribal feuds has now become a global web of organized crime, cyber warfare, and financial manipulation. This is the story of the evolution of crime. Chapter 1. Crime in the Ancient World. In the ancient world, crime and punishment were often brutal, yet rudimentary. Theft, murder, and dishonesty were dealt with harshly under the laws of Hammurabi, or the rule of pharaohs. Historian. One of the earliest recorded legal systems was the Code of Hammurabi, inscribed on stone around 1750 BC. It detailed punishments for crimes ranging from theft to murder. These early laws laid the foundation for legal systems that persist today. Public punishment was not just a tool of justice, but a spectacle, a deterrent for the masses. In the Roman Empire, trials and executions were public, where crimes such as treason, theft, and conspiracy were met with brutal consequences. Chapter 2. The Middle Ages. Crime and punishment. As feudal societies emerged in the Middle Ages, crime became more structured. Laws evolved to protect landowners and the church, while commoners faced harsh sentences for petty crimes. However, with the rise of cities and trade, crimes like piracy, fraud, and counterfeiting began to flourish, marking a shift towards more complex, organized criminal enterprises. Chapter 3. The Industrial Age. The rise of organized crime. The Industrial Revolution brought rapid urbanization, wealth disparity, and new forms of crime. In cities across Europe and America, organized crime took hold, exploiting the underworld of poverty and corruption. Criminologists said organized crime syndicates began to emerge in response to the booming industrial economy. Groups like the Italian Mafia, the Irish Mob, and Prohibition-era bootleggers created underground empires, exploiting the gaps in law enforcement. As crime grew more organized, so too did law enforcement. New technologies like fingerprinting, forensic science, and centralized police systems began to modernize the battle against crime. Chapter 4. The Digital Age. Crime in the 21st century. The 21st century has introduced a new frontier in crime, the digital world. With the rise of the internet, cybercrime has become one of the fastest-growing threats globally. Cybersecurity experts said, cybercrime is no longer limited to simple hacking. Today, we're seeing coordinated attacks on infrastructure, RANs targeting hospitals, and identity theft on a massive scale. These crimes transcend borders, making them difficult to track and prosecute. Chapter 5. The Future of Crime. As technology continues to evolve, so will crime. The future holds the possibility of AI-driven crime, genetic hacking, and even space-related criminal activity. Futurists said that we are entering an era where artificial intelligence may not only help law enforcement, but also be used by criminals to create sophisticated schemes. The lines between reality and virtuality will blur, and new legal frameworks will be needed to address these emerging threats. From ancient civilizations to the cyber age, crime has evolved in response to human progress. But with each advancement comes new challenges for justice, ethics, and law enforcement. The fight against crime has spanned millennia, but the core question remains. As society advances, how will we adapt to the new face of crime? And more importantly, are we prepared for the future?